Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Nguma, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that has been beaten down for quite some time, and I think it's ready to make its big move really soon, all right? Right after the intro. Alright, y'all, before we begin again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, alright? So let's get started right off the bat. We have the Spire right now. And in my last video, I gave y'all a warning that the way up is going to be a little choppy. And you have to not be surprised. And as you can see, today was an example of that. There was two dips intraday, but both dips got bought out right over here. As you can see, these right there, these wicks, they're buyers. They're buyers wicks. You like to see that, especially if you're bullish on the market. I think tomorrow is going to be a good day. I think that we're gonna run finally we're gonna run to 64.40 and maybe even 46.40 and maybe even 46.50, somewhere over here, right? So I'm not bearish on the overall market for tomorrow. Wednesday, on the other hand, maybe a little slow, all right? So now the stock that all of y'all should be keeping in your watch list that is about to make its move, that stock is RCL, all right? And the reason why I want to share RCL with all of you is because of this. If you look at the chart, it's been crushed for like a whole month, all right? It's been demolished since the highs of $95. And I did share this trade with y'all. I think I did. So congrats to anybody who were able to make some money on this thing and took your money off, right? And right now, it looks like it wants to make another run. The pattern that I see here is actually a combination of two. The first one is the flag right there. All right, the flag right there is clean. It had earnings on, I believe this was Friday. It survived earnings, and then today it pushed even higher, which is a good sign. The flag is clean, okay? The flag is clean. And the other one is actually it's not the best, but it's there, and I have to address it. There is the head, the left shoulder, and then the right shoulder is pretty much about to form. So where is this thing going to go? I think that RCL, and again, along with like the whole travel sector, there's more money that's gonna be pumping into that sector, and they're going to go higher. And there's some news about some analysts saying that cruise lines operation or business should be going back to normal by like May 2022. And usually what tends to happen when things like that happen, and especially when this align with the pattern on the chart, the move happens in advance. It happens, and then when things get normal, then we go sideways, or we may even drop, right? So you want to be like ahead of it before it happens, that way you can capitalize on that. So definitely watch RCL for a move all the way up towards 94, 93, maybe $94, somewhere over here, all right? I'm not bearish on travel. Now let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. Again, for those of y'all who are new, we always do this here. We always answer people's questions. So if you have any questions, any stocks that you want to talk about, that you want me to break down, definitely drop them in the comments section of the video. The first one that we're going to address FCX, all right? And in regards to FCX, it's actually going strong after hours. There was something that happened over here. They probably got some news. It says right there that something about shares repurchased about 3 billion. So it bumped the stock up, which is good. All right, now if I look at this thing on the daily, right? On the daily time frame, there is a flag on here. There is. Is there? I can't ignore it. Wrong drawn to. Okay, the flag is there. It stretches from here all the way to here. It broke out a few days ago. It's consolidating. It wants to curl back up again to $40. All right, so that's the first thing that I see. The next thing that I see, if I zoom in right now, and I make this a little bit bigger right there, I think that tomorrow, again, since it jumped up after hours, it's gonna open at $39. It's not gonna move higher than that before the market opens. It's gonna open right here, all right, and then it's gonna move up. And then the next thing you see on the chart is pretty much an island gap reversal, right? It's pretty obvious. We got the gap down followed by the island right over here. This right there is designed to trap short sellers. All right, this is where the short sellers go in shorts, and then when news like that happens about some repurchasing and the stock spikes, they get trapped, and then they cover, and then when they cover, the stock goes up even more. That's what makes this thing kind of so obvious, right? So yeah, watch this thing for it move all the way up to $40 tomorrow, and then after that, I don't really know. And the reason why I don't know is because it could do one of two things. It could continue to 41, right? If there's more money going into the Dow and more money gets injected into this steel company, like it could go all the way up to 41, maybe even $42. Or it could go sideways. I don't know which way it's gonna go. If we take a look at the weekly, right, that way y'all can see what I mean. There is a giant cup and handle on the chart. It's right there. This is the cup, right? But my thing is, I don't know how wide the handle is gonna be. I don't know, right? So it's about to open at $39. Could go up to 40, and then it's just gonna consolidate sideways all the way into earnings before making another move higher. Again, that's something that we'll have to find out later. All right, but that's my very honest opinion on the charts. And for those of y'all who are not familiar with the cup and handle, this is the cup right here, right there, and then usually there's a ideally you want to see just the stock just run like that, ideally. All right, it doesn't always happen, but when it does, it can be quite lucrative. Now the next one that we're going to talk about in this video, we're gonna talk about wrong one. Let me change this thing to the 3. Let me change this thing to OSTK. Somebody asked about Overstock. And in regards to Overstock, I think it had phenomenal earnings recently. Yeah, it did. So it had positive earnings. The reaction was good. And it immediately started spiking. It tried to pull back today, and then buyers stepped in right there, right? So that's one thing. The next thing over here, if you look at it, there's a bullish pennant on the chart right over here, right there. It's quite clean. It's quite clean, and it's taking a sweet time to really run. It's gonna run at some point. That's probably why. That's why I have the alert right here. It's going to run at some points. I just don't know how long it's going to just chill out here before running. It could be a day. It could be 2 days. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. Like it could literally just waste your time and go sideways throughout this entire period, and then run. Right? It could happen. So just be on the lookout for that, and don't be surprised if it does. We want this thing to run. We really, really do. The setup is there, but you cannot ignore the other possibilities. You can either waste your time or pay you immediately. Again, we'll find out within the next few days. The next one that somebody asked about was TMUS. Okay, and in regards to TMUS, it's been crushed for quite some time now. It's been demolished. Will it have? I think it has earnings tomorrow after hours. Yes, it does. Okay, so I know it's very tempting. Again, I always say on this channel, holding anything through earnings is the fastest way to lose your money, right? Because the reaction could go either way. If you have calls and then something terrible, like let's say they have terrible guidance, for example, the stock can literally tank all the way down to 100, and all of your calls will go to exactly $0.00. All right, so just keep that in mind. There is, like, right now it's at the neckline. Yes, it's right there, right at support. Earnings could cause it to bounce all the way up to 120, and then we can see a nice rebound all the way up to 131. Ideally, that's what you want to see. Again, but you are gambling if you are holding calls through it, just to let you know. All right. So be cautious if you're gonna do it, and go small if you're gonna do it. Now, the next one that we're going to address in this video, we actually gotta do a recap on blank. We gotta do a recap on blank. That was the video for that was the stock for the last video. It's doing quite well. Congrats to anybody who were able to like get in on this thing either at like 32.80 or something like that. Like somewhere over here. It's not quite done yet. It's early. Today there was actually another intraday pattern on there. It was quite clean. It broke out right over here, and now it's up after hours. Tomorrow, I think it can go all the way up to $36, maybe even $37 before consolidating again, and then eventually it will try to go a bit higher. So that's my very honest opinion on that one. So if you're holding this thing, this one is an obvious hold for me, and the same thing applies. The same thing applies for ChargePoint. Yeah, for ChargePoint, it's right there. It's clean. And the circle is drawn right here. I'm not changing my mind. I think it's going to go to 27. And that is where I will take the rest of my money off, because I did take some off like at $26. I did. I have some runners left. And 27 is where I will be taking the rest of them off. So that's just an update on these stocks and how they're doing. So congrats to anybody who were able to make some money on this one, either from the initial pop, or from this rebound, or from this rebound as well. So again, congrats to anybody who were able to make some money on it. The next one and the last one that we're gonna talk about in this video, that stock is Baba. All right, and Baba had a quite solid day along with other Chinese companies. I missed this one, obviously, because I was watching ChargePoint and blank, right? But in regards to where the stock is gonna go, I think that it's going to. I think that it's gonna go back to 180. Actually, yeah, I think it will. Like tomorrow, it's gonna open up at 171, maybe even 172, and I think it's gonna go all the way up to like 180 within the next few days, right? Now, could it break through? Because there is that left shoulder right here, that head, and that right shoulder. It could. The setup is there, so definitely keep your eyes on this one. There could be some money to be made on Baba. They have earnings on the 11th of November, which is in exactly 10 days. So we'll see how it is. I highly doubt that it will be negative. I mean, the reaction will be negative because it's been demolished for months, right? So it may need like a little bit of a spark in order to kick off the next uptrend. So that's my very honest opinion on Baba, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, helps the channel a lot, and it allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you would like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the very first link in the description of the video below. Also, if you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Paul and Guma and the PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I'll left some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after you sign up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video. Alright, enjoy the outro.